And at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce our village manager, Mark Franz.
Thank you so much, Terry. Appreciate everybody being here, and thanks for everyone being interested in stepping up and serving on the chamber board. Obviously, everyone's busy these days. Participate and contribute back to this great cause. So thanks to all of you. Just a couple quick comments just in terms of reflecting briefly on 2020, and everyone knows how challenging of a year it has been. Appreciation show the village's appreciation for the business community. I mean, the perseverance shown by all businesses fighting through these difficult times is really impressive. And I really want to just thank every business for continuing to serve the community. And I can't remember a time when it was more apparent how much support that the community has for the business community. They've come out and continue to find ways to support all these local businesses through the last year. And I really just think that's a testament to the services that you all providing and to the community that we have. And I want to thank the chamber in particular on helping guide these businesses through this challenging time, working creatively on so many different levels of events and support, and partnering with the village. And I think it's been a year of all years. So we've learned a lot. And again, just thanks to all of you businesses for sticking it out and being part of the Glen Ellyn community. So thank you. With that, I'd like to announce the members of the 2021 Glen Ellyn Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. So we will do, I haven't done this before, so give me a second. You want me to list them all first and then go back and swear everyone in? Dawn, is that the best way to do it?
So you start with Terry. And
okay, just do the swearing in.
Go through her bit, and then you announce everybody else, and then you swear them in simultaneously.
Got it. Okay, that sounds great. All right, so Terry, thank you for stepping up and serving again as president. Do you want to stand and raise your right hand and repeat after me, or you can sit? You decide.
I'll sit.
Okay, there you go. All right. I, Terry Smith Pfeiffer, as president.
I, Terry Smith Pfeiffer, as president.
Promise to uphold the purpose and objectives.
Promise to uphold the purpose and objectives.
Of the Glen Ellyn Chamber of Commerce.
Of the Glen Ellyn Chamber of Commerce.
And foster and promote the business.
And foster and promote the business.
And professional interests.
And professional interests.
Of the Glen Ellyn community.
Of the Glen Ellyn community.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
Thank you very much, Terry. Really appreciate it. Yeah, you can take yourself off mute so we can hear a little. I'll do the applauding. I'll do the applauding. All right. Okay, so now if I could have the following folks stand or raise your hand and be acknowledged, and then we'll do the swearing in all together here. So JP LaCour as vice president, Casey O'Connell as treasurer, Rob Herbold as secretary, Evelyn Rodriguez as VP membership, Sandy Skabinski as VP of Business and Professional, Elise Kennard as VP Marketing and PR, Liz Major as VP of Central Business District, Katie Sivak, Grandmother Extraordinaire, VP of South Business District, Amy Fries, Director, Jerry Kasapi, am I saying that close? Help me out with that one.
Cassiope,
thank you. Director, Director, Luke Widmer, Director, and Tom Van Winkle, immediate past president. So now if you can all raise your hands and repeat after me. I state your name and your office.
I, Rob Herbold, Secretary
of Marketing and Public Relations.
That's always the trickiest part. Promise to uphold the purpose and objectives
Promise to
to uphold the purpose and objectives
of the Glen Ellyn Chamber of Commerce
of the Glen Ellyn
Ellyn
Chamber of
Commerce.
and foster and promote the business
and
foster and promote the
the
business
business
and professional interests
and
Professional
professional interests
interests
of the Glen Ellyn community
of the
of the
Glen
Glen
Ellyn
Ellyn
community
community.
to the best of my ability.
to the best
Best
of
of my
my
ability.
ability.
I am very pleased to introduce you, the 2021 Glen Ellyn Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. As you know, the Glen Ellyn Chamber Board of Directors meets monthly with our civic leaders, whom are our liaisons. We meet not only to discuss our goals and agenda, but to receive feedback and to learn more from our community on how the chamber can best be of service. At this community, collaboration is vital to all. Our current Glen Ellyn Chamber of Commerce liaisons are College of DuPage, Wendy Parks, Senior Director, Marketing and Communications, Downtown Alliance, Carol White, Executive Director, Glen Ellyn Historical Society, Karen Hall, Executive Director, and Jean Jeske, Representative, Glen Ellyn Park District, Courtney O'Cray, Marketing and Communications Supervisor, Glen Ellyn Public Library, Dawn Bussey, Executive Director, Innovation DuPage, Travis Linderman, Managing Director, School District 41, Erica Kraybrow, Chief Communications Officer, School District 87, David Larson, Superintendent, School District 89, Emily Tamaru, Superintendent, and the Village of Glen Ellyn, Stacy, you've got the wrong name up here, group, Springer, Director of Planning and Zoning, that was on my notes, Meredith Hahn, Director of Economic Development, and Megan Plum, Marketing Coordinator. I appreciate all liaisons do to keep us informed of what's going out there with your different entities and the time that you spend working with us. We greatly appreciate it. Also, we have two of our chamber board that this year, actually one is not on the chamber board, but have this year really spent a lot of time helping us through this 2019 COVID. Casey O'Connell, who is our treasurer this year, has spent hours helping us to navigate through setting up grants. I know she did submit for the PPP loan on Monday for the chamber. It's what's kept us going. Also, John Hughes for his outstanding service, the advocacy of the chamber and accomplishments growing the Glen Ellyn Business Leaders Forum in numbers and strength. We greatly appreciate this to both of you and thank you very much. Now we're going to give it to Dawn Bussey and she can, or I'm sorry, Dawn Smith, and she can take it away and give us lots of information on what's happening with the chamber.
So first though, Rob, do you need to say something as secretary that the board is official?
I will certify the official results of the election, and that'll be sent out in the meeting minutes for this coming month's January meeting of the Board of Directors. So look for that for what, a week from now, a week from today?
Yes. So next Tuesday is our board of directors that will have via Zoom and we'll email everybody.
Perfect.
All right, excellent. All right, everyone. So I am going to take the floor a little bit and share screen a presentation I put together just to kind of do a year in review of what the chamber has seen. Can everyone see this so far? Yeah, okay, great. All right, there we go. All right. So I'll try to go through these slides really brief. I just wanted to remind everybody about everything that we're doing to really try to adapt to what's going on. We're dedicated to serve our members and connect them with the community as well as the community themselves. So just a little brief, we have some stats from earlier. We created and completely changed our website. And so within our website, we created all these little pages, and Jackie, the assistant director, has done a fabulous job. Just kudos to her. She helped put all of this together. So completely redoing all of our web pages. So this was one of our web pages. So we had a COVID-19 page. We kept sending out e-blasts. We sent 22 breaking news e-blasts specifically through all of these people, these organizations. We have over 5,800 contacts. We had a 40% open rate. This website particular had 442 hits on it, and that was as of about a month ago. And it's constantly changing. As you know, the only thing we know is change, and it still will be here. So we'll keep sending those out. We did a lot of marketing. So these are some stats of how many people hit these web pages itself. So our dining page had almost 12,000 hits. The shopping, the service. We went into each, if you do click onto these pages, you'll be able to see, for example, with the 82 food and beverage businesses out there, we have all of their contact information additional to what our directory, so it's an easy, quick find. Our Shop, Pop, and Go logo that we have just for, all of this is transforming within the year. Our essential services, we also highlighted the senior groceries, senior hours, and that sort of thing. So we had a tremendous amount of viewing of all of these. And, we're really proud of being able to show that to the community and represent our members. This is just a little bit stats from the survival kit program. We did 2 rounds. We redistributed $20,000 to the local storefronts, $20,000. 100% of it was out the door. And on the website, we had 3,600 views. So proud of that program as well. We had a Glen Ellyn program where we raised funds and distributed $12,000 to 15 local restaurants. In addition to that, we also gave the leftover money from that fund to the snack pack program, which was put together through the Kiwanis and distributed through D41 and D89 and GRC and the library, GECRC, and all going to the food pantry. So that was really exciting. And then the meals we served for all of our local heroes, the fire, the police, the public works, and of course, all of the hospitals between Northwestern and Amita. Along with this, people think, oh, you weren't too busy, but you know what? We still had all our traditional events. So the Chocolate, Cheese, and Wine and the Community Awards were still on last year, and they were amazing and better every single year. And then the pandemic hit, and we had to change some things. So we still had the French market. We actually increased our number of market days. We had a few ribbon cuttings, not that much. We had a shredding day that actually was towards the fall, and we put it in the Dwayne Lorraine lot, and it was crazy popular and wonderful. We still had our holiday window decorating contest, as well as our flower pots that were dedicated this year to the Glen Ellyn schools, where each school had a pot that they decorated and was distributed around town. We continued our programs of our leads group, where there's professionals and niche markets that come together bi-monthly. We continued our Glen Ellyn Nonprofit Connection, where all our nonprofits come together 3 times a year, and we sit and discuss and try to help each other. We get a professional speaker. It's a really great personal, to my heart, committee that I just love. We did a community guide that is distributed as of in December for 2021, and it was more beautiful than ever. We continue our welcome bags, even though we don't distribute as much. We are still distributing them for all the new residents. And our gift check program, $60,000 annually, all going back to our members. New events. So obviously we couldn't do all of our regular events, so we had to come up with new ideas and how to represent our members and how to showcase who they are and what they do. So instead of our traditional Halloween event, we had a scarecrow event. So our scarecrow, we had 105 scarecrows highlighting 105 nonprofits, businesses, and scout groups. It was fantastic. People came from all over. And the whole program for all of these, new ideas is just to create walking traffic. If we can create traffic into your storefront, open your doors, because if you have open doors, you get money in the drawer, right? Then we had the restaurant week. So we kind of changed it to September because we were thinking, this is the end of the pandemic, they need the money right now, thinking back then. And we had a great restaurant week. We had over 25 restaurants participate. The site had almost 4,000 hits on it. We've heard a lot of good news from a lot of the restaurants, so that went out really well. And then the holidays came, and our traditional holiday tree lighting we couldn't do, so we created a virtual holiday video and partnered with all the civic people to make it really great. We had 3,700 views on YouTube, 1,800 views on Facebook. It was really great. Thank you to the village for helping fund that, and to everybody else, especially the fire department, and producing the video in the library. And then we did the Santa mailbox. So that started with a conversation of just, hey, what can we do to try to get people downtown, make people's spirits light? And so we vended out a mailbox to a local craft business woman, and she made this incredible mailbox. We received about 1,750 letters from children, all these families coming in from the downtown to mail their letters, and again, creating walking traffic. And then on top of that, 1,500 letters were replied. We printed stationery and photos of Santa, and the photos were personalized for every child, writing, hey, you've been a good boy, girl this year, and keep up the good work type of thing. The website had tons of hits. And just to let you know, all of the Santa letters that we received, we got them back from the North Pole, and are at Gather and Collect at Julie Spiller's house. So if any of the parents want to collect their child's Santa letter for memento, those will be available. Social media. So this is just additional things, nonstop through all of our social media. We've been posting just, to keep in front of everybody's mind, to shop local. So this is just a nonstop. This is just a small portion of the hundreds of artwork that we created. And then in the upper right-hand corner, the Spreading Holiday Cheer, this was a program from the village, us, as well as the Downtown Alliance, where we created gift checks that we distributed throughout town and trying to create people and raffle these off. So it was a nice program, and thanks for that. Looking forward, 2021. So we are going to be busy. We still have events going on, all our monthly meetings, our board meetings. We're planning on business after hours in the summer where we can be outside. We have the Chamber 101 meetings, which is for everybody, including possible new members, just to kind of go over your benefits. We have our nonprofit connection, our business leads group, our membership committee. We still have some ribbon cuttings and multi-chambers. We have a multi-chamber on the 20th, next Wednesday coming up. So we're still planning on doing a lot of events. So we will be Zoom until we can be outside or further notice. Oh, sorry, that is not supposed to be there. So we have, new programs. So these are some of the new programs I was kind of telling people about that we are super excited for the coming months. So far to the left, we have the Share the Love program. So this is similar to the Scarecrows. We are purchasing these wreath hearts. We are putting them in the downtown. We are having scouts and businesses and nonprofits decorate them and put them on the downtown to create walking traffic. And the whole point is that they're going to decorate this heart-shaped wreath in the theme of what they love and what they want to share to the community. So for example, I was talking to the food pantry, and I suggested maybe put food labels, or so there's a whole bunch of ways that we can do it, but the kit will be available, and so we're really excited about that, and sponsorship opportunities just as well as the Scarecrows were. So that's going to be the whole month of February. A lot of these new programs are going to be coming out in an email very, very soon. Our next program is the Glen Ellyn Featured Family Feasts in February. So FFFF. So what this is a lot of restaurants are kind of pivoting to a family meal in addition to all of their typical menu items. So we are going to restaurants and asking them, give us your featured family feast, tell us what days you can do it, and then it will be a full calendar where every day of the week we'll promote one restaurant with their feast, family feast, where a family can go up and these meals will feed 4 to 6 people. We're really excited about this. So this also was presented to me from one of our restaurant members. We just think it's a great idea and it's going to be a lot of fun. So look forward to that logo and all the stuff that's going to bring. And then further to the right, so there is the sexual harassment classes that everybody needs to take, every business owner and all the employees of every business owner. So we are partnering with Lofgren and Wentworth, and they are doing a program where it's $10 per employee. You fill everything out through the chamber, and then you're going to be given the presentation, and all that information will be given back to you. So look forward to more of those emails. We are also looking more forward to Frida coming in 2021 and doing more programming with all of the Frida. You can see the picture of the mural right there. So it's very exciting that that happened. And then a Monopoly game. So this is just an example of Mayfield, but we're going to do a Glen Ellyn Monopoly. And the reason why we're doing this is not only because it will be a great experience for all of our Glen Ellyn residents, but it will be a fundraising tool for the chamber. So the chamber, as you know, is in need of monies. And so we're excited to be able to put this together. It's going to be super fun. I can't wait to do it. And we're going to make it really more on the user end experience, but be able to highlight all of our great businesses into all of the little stops, right? All right. Signature events are still going on. Our community awards, as you know, right now we're voting, and voting goes to the end of the month until January 24th. And we have a committee meeting tomorrow on how we're going to do this virtually. But I have some really great ideas on how we can create some watch parties and really show this off. And it's going to be super fun for 2021. We're going to be doing our community golf outing again. So we're going to up that to May because we think we can do it outside. And then hopefully with the pandemic, hopefully curbing, we'll be able to do a Taste of Glen Ellyn. The Taste of Glen Ellyn, is about 20% of our operating budget. So we really, really would like to have this and make it super successful for the health of the chamber. And then to the right, we have the State of the County. So this is January 20th. So this is a virtual event. We have it every year. It's $10. It's hosted by Dan Cornyn. So we hope for you all to register for that. So that will be great. It's a multi-chamber. So that's kind of my bit. We have more to come. We don't know exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going with the flow, we're adapting with change. And so thank you very much. And that's kind of our presentation of what we've done in a year in review and what we're planning to do. And, I think things we don't really know, we're just hoping for the best and trying to represent our members. All right, so that is what I have to say. So I am now going to hand it over to Mark so he can do his bit. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Don. Great presentation. Again, that a good summary of all the things that you've been doing the chamber's been doing to support the businesses. So appreciate all those efforts. We'll just jump in and do a quick little PowerPoint presentation. I'm guessing try to keep this to 10 or 15 minutes, but allow some time for questions at the end as well. So we'll just get started. A little way to remember 2020 and then try to forget it as quick as possible, but it's been an interesting year to say the least. However, we have seen a few business close, which happens every year, but also even in this challenging climate, we've had a number of new businesses. And a few restaurants too, surprisingly, given their challenging environment, but some new businesses that welcome to town. Also expect to have some businesses opening up here in the near future, including a bubble tea Cafe on Pennsylvania, Cozy Wine Bar on Main Street next to Marcel's, a spa, and then the beer cellar is in the process of expanding. Again, Dawn touched on a much longer list of things the chamber has done to try to support the businesses. The village has done a fair amount in the same regard, including kind of waiving or reducing fees, adjusting parking regulations and signage, really expanding outdoor dining opportunities, marketing initiatives this year, and obviously the tent on Main Street was a big component of that. We've also expanded our award program, so businesses or property owners who want to take advantage of that, good opportunities to get more TIF dollars to support those efforts, or in some cases non-TIF dollars. Again, we've got award programs for retail interior improvement, facade improvements, as well as a fire awards. So we've got a variety of those, and we've increased it from 15,000 matching grant to 30,000 in many cases. So there's some opportunities to invest in your business and get some support in doing so. We also created a new award, a COVID-19 support grant program. And we've had many businesses take advantage of that. We've funded up to about close to $110,000. This is part of the dollars that we receive from the county to pay for all of many of our COVID-related expenses as a village. So we're excited that there were businesses that took advantage of that, and we were able to provide some assistance. Going a little big picture, we did complete our strategic plan. We actually began it last December, a year ago, December 19, and then put this on the shelf as we were dealing with the pandemic, but got it approved by the board last year. It provides some clear vision for the community over the next couple of years. Our major priorities are financial sustainability, development, effective governance, workforce and operations, and infrastructure. So we're excited that we've got a game plan for the future. Talk a little bit about downtown, a lot of activity downtown. Everyone's aware of the Avera on Duane Street, which is wrapping up and should be leasing here first quarter of this year. It's 48 luxury apartments across from the library there, and excited to see that project come online. Apex at the Gishi project has obviously been a lot of much attention. It is that's a mistake there. It's a $40 million private investment. It has been through the court system, and the village and developer were successful. It's on an appeal, but the construction began in September. Remember, this is 107 luxury apartments with about 9,000 square footage of commercial space on the first floor, and the public parking is replaced, so we don't lose any public parking on the first floor, and is being replaced and paid for by the developer. So we're excited to get this project moving finally, and they should be wrapping up in the spring of 2022. Most recently, just last month, the board approved this project at the former McChesney site. It's 86 apartments, luxury apartments, about 1,500 square feet of retail, 102 parking stalls. This is private parking stalls. The Plan Commission approved it. It's a $30 million investment, and they're looking to start construction as early as November of this year, hoping to be complete by capital projects. We've had a number of significant projects moving forward over the last couple of years. The Civic Center parking garage has been first and foremost. We are on track to open that to the public May 1st. It's creating a net gain of about 212 parking spaces on 5 levels, 4 above ground and 1 below ground. It's about a $17.5 million investment. In addition, our streetscape project has been in the planning stages for about 4 or 5 years. It's going to replace all of our infrastructure, water, sanitary, storm. It's about 100-year-old utilities in most cases, and it's time for an upgrade. We also haven't done any sidewalk improvements since the 80s, and light poles are 35 years old as well. So it's going to replace all the street furniture, sidewalks, reconstruction of the streets and utilities. So it's close to a $30 million project. Important to note that only about 19% of that is on the streetscape component. So much of it is just the infrastructure that it's time to be changed out. So we're excited to get that project moving potentially this year. Still trying to work through a phased approach. And you can see the graphic here. We would tentatively have scheduled the first phase of this to be south of, and then the second phase being North Main Street in Pennsylvania. Third phase would be around the McChesney project in conjunction with that development project. And then the fourth and final phase would be the train station project, which we'll talk about in a minute. So still working through some logistical issues and timing of construction, but we're excited to hopefully get this started in the near future. We wouldn't start phase one until the parking garage was open at the Civic Center to make sure we've got some replacement parking that would be lost with the street parking component of phase one. So here's just a kind of a look at what we would have at the end of this project. So this is South Main Street here. So this is Blackberry Market. This is the Gishi building, former Gishi building. So we'd be replacing all the sidewalks, have some decorative elements, a mid-block crossing, new trees. That's a real big component of this, is we'd be placing all the trees in the downtown with trees that have a longer lifespan expected, because we'll be planning the infrastructure to support the trees, which is an expensive part of the project, but one that's going to pay dividends because these trees will be healthier, last longer, and provide an urban forest for our downtown that we'll be planting about twice as many trees as what's there now. So some of our blocks don't have any trees, and trees certainly add a lot of positive attributes to a downtown setting like ours. So just this gives you a little sense, as well as this slide, of what the project would actually look like at the end. So excited to get that project moving. And again, the timing is still a little up in the air. But again, you might have seen on the corner of Crescent and Main, we had some mock-ups of different materials that we were on display to get some feedback. It got some really good information back from the community, and utilize that to make some final decisions on what it's going to look like. So appreciate any of you that participated in that, but it was great to get out there and see, be able to feel and see how it works in our downtown, and it was a good learning process for us. No, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. That's what this slide kind of covers. So the survey is open until 5 o'clock today. So vote early and often, and come out and take a look at it, and give some input. We talked a little bit about this over the last couple of years. We know this is a longer term project, but I still want to mention, make sure people are aware that we are attempting to replace our aging train station and provide an underpass just north of kind of where the existing station is now, as you can see in this slide down here, and provides a major safety enhancement, and provides a way to connect both north and south of downtown, so that you can park on the south side of the tracks, walk under the underpass, and go to the theater, effectively use our parking. And obviously this asset is one that needs an investment, and this would be a great way to do it with some outside dollars. As you can see, we've got about $20 million in outside funding earmarked for this project, and we're hoping to get it started here in the next couple of years. So in summary, we're excited about the $60 million in public improvements that we would be investing, and $90 million in private investments that have already been approved to really kind of upgrade the downtown and bring it into this century. And $150 million investment certainly will pay dividends in the future. And much of this, some of the public money is grants for the train station, et cetera. But also it's not property tax funded. It's through the food and beverage tax and through the TIF district is where we're paying for most of the public improvements. Comprehensive plan. Comprehensive plan is kind of the blueprint for the village over the next 20 years. We've had many public meetings on this over the last year or so. We've had 2 public hearings just over the last 30 days. We've got 1 more public hearing, and then it will be brought to the board for a workshop and discuss, or plan commission. We'll be hosting the 3rd public hearing, and then it'll be brought to the board for a couple workshop meetings and get some more input from the community. But this is an opportunity to kind of plan our future, and they last about 10 to 15 years, sometimes longer. Our last plan was adopted in 2001, so we're excited about updating that. We talked, some of you were on the call, and we talked a little bit about this at the outset. The Park District, the school districts, COD, and the village have followed the library. Really appreciate Don Bussey coordinating this on behalf of all the taxing bodies. I've had a couple meetings on it, and excited to roll it out over the next 45 days. A diversity, equity, inclusion project where we're going to have some conversations, create a kind of safe space to have those discussions, and hopefully have some tangible goals for all the different taxing bodies to incorporate into their strategic plans on this important initiative. So we're excited about getting that kicked off this year. In addition, we've got still planning to try to do a winter pop-up plaza ice rink in partnership with the Park District on the Crescent parking lot downtown. As soon as the state restrictions are lessened, we think we could probably move forward with this and get a couple months and get an activity downtown that attracts folks and helps support the businesses. So we're excited about that. We're very much excited about the Frida Kahlo exhibit at COD starting in June. And we hope that goes on without a delay. So we're excited about that prospect to really bring a lot of folks into the community and downtown and support our businesses. And then lastly, just some board initiatives for everyone to be aware of. We have started a public art initiative with COD. We've got about $50,000 earmarked over the next 2 years to identify some locations and some public art. So we're excited about that endeavor. We are kind of reinstituting a community grant program with our DuPage Foundation. The board funded this at $25,000 to help evaluate non-for-profit applications and support them. Business community has been hit hard by this pandemic, but so is the nonprofits. So a little bit. Housing work group is going to be formed to take a look at our affordable workforce age in place housing. And we're excited about kind of evaluating that throughout the community. We're also doing a police department assessment and staffing study and looking at that issue. And the recreational cannabis issue has been discussed by the board a number of times. Most recently, it's been deferred to July 1st of this year. So the new board will take that on later this year. And then finally, the McKee House, that's still kind of up in the air. We're working through some issues with the Forest Preserve District and don't have a firm timeline on that as of yet, but hoping to make some decisions on that over the next sometime in 2021. Village board transition. All of you probably have heard that President McGinley has moved to Texas. So her spot is up for the next 4 months, and then the election will decide who the future village president is. So the board is working through who will be acting village president, and we'll communicate that as soon as we have confirmed what direction we're going in there. We always like to finish with this slide, ways to stay connected. We have a number of ways that we try to keep everyone as informed as possible. So please note these ways to stay connected. And that pretty much completes my state of the village, our state of the village. Any questions from anybody?
Mark, there was some questions in the chat feed.
Oh, sure.
So the first one is, what is the follow-up with the businesses that receive the relief grants?
What is the follow-up? Well, they should have received funds. If they have not received funds, give myself or Meredith Hannah a call and we can look into that.
And then the second was, can Glen Ellyn apply for the CARES Act or similar economic development funds to support business attraction due to the large amount of public and private investment over the next few years?
No, the CARES Act dollars have to be used for COVID-related expenses. So we're fortunate that the county was a great partner and really kind of led the effort in distributing funds to local governments. So we were able to receive funds to help pay for our expenses, and so we appreciate their partnership, and we've used some of those dollars to create the COVID awards that I mentioned. But there's no more dollars associated with the CARES Act or the latest federal stimulus dollars have not been earmarked to local governments.
Mark, the January 15th date that the governor has put out there, did you get any more information about whether that will or will not have any impact on DuPage County?
Yeah, good question, Don. So yes, we believe that on January 15th, the governor may elect to allow regions, and we're Region 8, allow regions to take advantage if they are in compliance with the metrics that we use, and the metrics are positivity rate and some hospitalization metrics. So if we meet those, we could get less of a restriction, move from tier 3 restrictions to tier 2 restrictions. However, on our call yesterday, we meet with the county on a weekly basis. We are at the right at the cusp of that. And they don't believe we will meet those metrics on Friday, but we're moving in the right direction. So hopefully, as soon as we do, we would be able to shift from tier 3 to tier 2. And again, we'll keep tabs of that and try to communicate that to businesses as best we can. Any other questions from anyone?
All right, so I would just like to, Mark, thank you so much for the presentation. I also want to thank everybody for all your volunteerism and what you're doing for the chamber. You know, our mission is definitely to help the businesses, you know, in return helping the community. So thank you all for all of your work and your hours and hours of helping. We needed you in 2020, and we are going to need you again in 2021. So thank
Dawn?
you. Yep.
Sorry, this is Travis. I just actually do have one more quick question for Mark. Mark, we've talked about this over the last year and a half. Because there's such an extensive, I mean, the growth is so amazing with all the new projects. Is there an overall public relations plan or public relations budget that we can continue to build out or contribute to as a community to make sure that we all know, are the community overall or other counties know, so that we're attracting business and talent and families? I know that the ad that Innovation DuPage just ran was specifically communicating that we love that this is all happening and that families and entrepreneurs together should be coming to fill these new buildings. So is there something that we can come together on to make sure that public relations and messaging is going out about this growth?
I think that's a great objective. To answer your question, I mean, we want to have a plan. We have limited resources, and I think we use those resources as effectively as we can. But I think there's a way to do so more broadly. We've had a couple meetings with the other taxing bodies. Some of you are on the call, and kind of explored that a little bit. I know you've been a willing partner on that, Travis. So I think there is an opportunity for us to showcase Glen Ellyn and specifically the downtown as well to try to attract businesses and residents. So I think we should probably come together and see what else we can do and put a more robust plan together.
Do
Mark,
you
I was
think,
just going to add that Megan used to get all the communications folks from the taxing bodies together prior to the pandemic. We would meet monthly, sit down, create plans for the town where we could all contribute and help communicate and strengthen the community and the communications about that. So now that we know, probably be on Zoom for time to bring that group together again. But just thank you to Megan for always doing that in the past. But it's probably time to get us back together now.
yeah, thank you, Megan. And-
Yeah, good thought, Erica. And I think that's a good subject that we can discuss during those meetings.
And as I said before, innovation, I mean, this is exactly the kind of efforts that our marketing dollars want to go forward, because attracting new families and entrepreneurs is how we grow and how we're going to find new startups. But it just might be an opportunity when we see these multi-million-dollar investments that are going in. Those investors, the builders will probably want to have conversations with us too, because they want to get that story out. So don't want to neglect the big investments and those teams as well being part of that talk and what that story should look like.
Good thought. Good thought. Thanks for raising it.
Thanks.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much. If there's anything else, please, let us know. You can reach out to any of us, whether it be anyone from the village or the chamber or any of the members. We're our own little family, right? Thank you so much all for coming, and we hope to see you all again real soon. All right. Bye, everyone.
Good to hear, everyone. Have a good rest of the week.